The 2025 Met Gala didn't open with a speech, it opened with a look, and no one made a louder statement without saying a word than Vera Wang. While other celebrities focused on avant-garde glam and over-the-top theatrics, Vera stepped onto the red carpet in stark white. Sharp, clean, unbothered. A plunging gown draped in elegance, framed by dark, square sunglasses and deadpan expression. She didn't crack a smile, she didn't pose for drama, she didn't need to. The message was already burning through the lens.
These are pieces of artwork. These artisans train years and years to make one of these bags.
Fabrice is doing the last stitching on a Kelly bag. A Kelly takes around 13 hours to be made, depending on the materials that we make it. Our artisans, they need to do 4 years of training to be able to manufacture a Kelly bag.
Hermes says, made in China, does it feel cheaper? No, that's not a quality issue. It's luxury brand washing.
Hermes, you guys, it's time to show off your factories. No, I don't want to wait to go on YouTube and watch a beautiful documentary on. Show them off right here on TikTok. Let the world see. Okay, get like China. You got to be ghetto about it. Just let people know.
She came to confront something. People on the carpet picked up the tension instantly. Journalists were whispering, stylists were speculating. TikTok fashion accounts started uploading theories within minutes. The word started spreading. Vera's look wasn't just fashion, it was commentary. Commentary on what? That's where things get wild. Online gossip circles quickly linked Vera's cold, unflinching Met Gala appearance to the most chaotic scandal currently unraveling in luxury fashion: the Hermes manufacturing fraud and Kim Kardashian's alleged role in covering it up.
This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD.
Have y'all seen that TikTok by the Chinese guy exposing how luxury goods are actually made? The only real difference? China ships the products to Europe, slaps on a made in France or made in Italy label, and boom, luxury? It's ridiculous.
Was Vera Wang using fashion to call out another fashion darling? Was her icy white look a public statement against hypocrisy in the industry? One thing's for sure, she knew exactly what she was doing. Let's rewind for a second, because the whispers about Kim and Hermes didn't start at the Met Gala. For months, fashion insiders and Chinese manufacturing whistleblowers have been accusing Hermes of outsourcing Birkin production to secretive, uncredited factories in China. This directly contradicts everything the brand claims, that its bags...
It requires a lot of skill to turn it and get it on the right way.
Il y a des bouchées, des bacs plus 4, 5, 6, on en a.
Are handcrafted in France by trained artisans with years of experience. But here's where Kim comes in. Allegedly, Hermes didn't just ignore the scandal, they tried to bury it. And part of the alleged plan, Kim Kardashian. According to the rumors, Hermes worked with high-profile figures to strategically flood the internet with luxury distraction whenever the fraud chatter spiked. And Kim? She was always perfectly timed. A leaked video goes viral of Hermes outsourcing production. Suddenly, Kim posts rare crocodile Birkin and makes headlines for her unmatched collection.
None of the brands these creators mention, Louis Vuitton, Prada, Chanel, especially Hermes, need to go to China for production. And here is why. Labels like Made in France and Made in Italy comes with strict restrictions. And brands at that level don't risk compromising that. It's just not worth it.
A factory insider comes forward with documents. Kim steps out in an unreleased colorway that's never even been sold in stores. Was it coincidence or coordination? Whistleblowers insist it was deliberate and claim Kim was compensated to help keep Hermes above water. Not with ads or sponsorships, but with quiet, off-the-record marketing favors meant to manipulate perception. Vera's Met Gala look shook so many people.
De l'entrée, où on me donne des morceaux de cuir jusqu'au moment où je vais avoir livré ma pièce, je veux pas qu'on reproduise un geste de façon indéfinie en se disant bon je fais toujours ce même geste et je pense qu'on est vraiment là pour apprendre un métier et pas des tâches.
Because if the rumors are true, she wasn't just showing up in white. She was dressing for war against Kim, against Hermes, and against the system keeping it all quiet. Vera Wang didn't just walk into the Met Gala, she commanded it. With a floor-length white gown layered in delicate feathers and draped to perfection, she made an entrance that instantly stopped photographers mid-sentence. The neckline was sharp, the silhouette ghost-like, and the oversized black sunglasses, ice cold. She looked like fashion's silent judge.
go outside and touch grass. Some of you guys feel like this is your moment to shine and you can finally stick it to people that buy luxury goods without like even fact checking anything about any of this information that you're being fed from these factories or people with these TikTok videos, which seemingly have false information, everything from pricing to the bags. Like, I just don't understand.
Watching, not speaking, but saying everything, people couldn't decide if it was angelic or confrontational. And that was the point. Her choice to wear all white, a color symbolizing truth, clarity, even rebirth, clashed dramatically with the dark, edgy, hypersexual energy oozing from other celebrities, most notably Kim Kardashian. It wasn't just aesthetic, it was statement dressing. Fashion insiders quickly noted that Vera's look didn't align with the official Met Gala theme, superfine, tailoring black style, a celebration of menswear and dandyism through a black cultural lens. While other attendees wore dramatic suits, deconstructed tuxedos, or gender-fluid tailoring, Vera wore the opposite, a look that refused to play the game. So why the detour? Stylists and PR analysts were quick to point out the obvious. Vera's outfit read like a rejection of the noise, a rejection of branding, a rejection of fake glamour wrapped in scandal. Some even said it felt like a subtle protest, a refusal to stand beside celebrities who were allegedly profiting off false narratives and corporate lies. And if you believed the rumors about Kim Kardashian's connection to Hermes fraud scandal, then Vera's choice to dress in sharp, clean, almost clinical white started looking like something else entirely. A spotlight. The fashion world didn't just notice Vera's look, it obsessed over it. Within hours of her red carpet appearance, Vera Wang's name was trending, not for shock value, not for theatrics, but for what people believed she was trying to say without ever opening her mouth. TikTok was flooded with fan theories. Users analyzed her gown, the angle of her sunglasses, even the silence she maintained on the carpet. One viral comment read, "It's Vera dressed like a ghost to haunt the frauds." Other side, "When fashion becomes a weapon, Vera showed up swinging." But the real fire started when comparisons were made between Vera and Kim. While Vera was serving quiet defiance in all white, Kim Kardashian rolled in wearing a dramatic all-black chrome hearts ensemble, complete with crocodile leather, pearls, diamonds, and an absurdly oversized leather hat, a look that screamed opulence, excess, and drama. The visual contrast was jarring. Side-by-side photos of the two flooded Instagram with captions like, "One's here for fashion, the other's here for distraction." This isn't just a red carpet, it's a line in the sand. And then came the speculation. Fans started asking, was Vera calling out Kim? Was she responding to the rumors that Kim had been paid to mislead the public about Hermes's ethics? Was this a designer's way of telling the world, I know what you did and I'm not afraid to show it? No hashtags, no call outs, just fashion that spoke louder than any headline. And just like that, the Met Gala stopped being about clothes. It started being about consequences. This wasn't just a red carpet moment, it was a mirror held up to the fashion industry's ugliest truth. For decades, luxury fashion has built its empire on illusion. Handcrafted, ethically sourced, made in France. Words repeated like gospel by brands, influencers, and celebrities who know exactly what they're selling. Status, not substance. But now that illusion is collapsing. Vera Wang's silent statement, whether intentional or not, ignited a much bigger conversation about the growing divide between what fashion claims to be and what it really is. Because when consumers see a respected designer like Vera seemingly distancing herself from fashion's elite, while rumors swirl around celebrities allegedly getting paid to help hide the rot, it sends a message. Trust is broken. These consumers are not the naive buyers of the early 2000s. They read receipts, they track supply chains, they question everything. And the minute a brand gets exposed, even by rumor, the fallout is instant. Resale value drops, TikToks go viral, trend. Luxury no longer means untouchable, it means under surveillance. And that's the new reality brands are terrified to admit. Because if one celebrity, say Kim Kardashian, is caught allegedly helping cover up unethical practices at a house as powerful as Hermes, it raises a dangerous question. How many others are doing the same thing? How many handmade bags are actually factory stitched? How many influencer posts are really just soft launch crisis management? How much of luxury is marketing and how much is manipulation? The fashion industry now finds itself at a crossroads. It can double down on the illusion, hoping consumers stay distracted by glitz and hashtags, or it can confront the demand for real transparency, the kind that shows where products come from, who makes them, and how the system really works behind the velvet rope. Because if it doesn't, the Met Gala won't be the only place where fashion's elite are called out in front of the world. It will just be the beginning. You could feel it in the air at the Met Gala. The quiet tension between the fashion insiders who know too much and the celebrities who say too little. While cameras focused on the gowns and accessories, whispers flew behind the scenes. Designers, PR handlers, stylists. They weren't just gossiping about outfits. They were watching each other, reading the room, wondering who was next to get exposed. Because the truth is, this Vera vs. Kim moment wasn't just a passive-aggressive fashion feud. It cracked something open in an industry that thrives on silence and image control. For years, major designers and luxury houses have looked the other way as celebrities, especially influencers like Kim, became walking PR shields for scandal-ridden brands. They knew certain ambassadors were used to distract, deflect, and dominate the headlines whenever a lawsuit, labor issue, or expose came close to hitting the surface. But Vera Wang's decision to show up in a look that read more like a statement than a style turned heads for a reason. According to several fashion insiders, the message wasn't just for Kim. It was for everyone complicit, everyone quiet, everyone who chose contracts over conscience. And it's working. Behind the scenes, several luxury houses are reportedly reevaluating their influencer partnerships. Private group chats between stylists and brand reps are being scrubbed. Emails are being double checked. The people who once felt untouchable because they were famous or rich or just good at playing the game are suddenly realizing the industry is shifting. You know, if a Vera is willing to walk into the Met Gala and silent signal, "I see you," what's stopping others? There's already talk of designers distancing themselves from certain celebrity collaborators. Publicists are suddenly unavailable for comment, and insiders are saying off the record that Vera's move gave permission to every designer who's been biting their tongue. Because let's be honest, if Kim Kardashian's name is tied to a cover-up and she's facing whispers from people like Vera Wang on the red carpet, then the gloves are officially off. And the fashion world knows it. If Kim Kardashian's name made headlines, who's coming next? That's the question everyone in fashion is quietly panicking over right now. Because once one celebrity is accused of helping cover up corporate fraud for a luxury giant like Hermes, the entire system starts to look dirty, really dirty. And here's the terrifying part. For the brands, the influencers, and the industry veterans, Kim might not be the only one. Insiders are already whispering that Kim's alleged involvement in timing Birkin posts to distract from factory scandals is just the beginning. Multiple stylists have hinted that this practice, using A-list celebrities as narrative armor when scandals surface, is more common than anyone wants to admit. It's not just about bags, it's about everything. From couture gowns to limited edition drops, these high-stakes partnerships are often tied to behind-the-scenes agreements, quiet NDAs, strategic PR playbooks, timed Instagram launches. So if Kim's posts are now under scrutiny, how many other influencers were fed the same script? Look at who's consistently first to show off luxury exclusives. Who gets sudden press coverage every time a fashion house is facing legal backlash? Who pops up on red carpets right after a brand gets exposed for poor labor conditions? And now that Vera Wang has allegedly drawn a line in the sand, people are paying attention. The events surrounding the 2025 Met Gala highlight a pivotal moment in fashion. As whispers turn into conversations, the industry faces a reckoning. Authenticity, once a mere buzzword, is now a demand. And as the lines between fashion statements and ethical stances blur, the world watches closely, expecting more than just style from its icons.